Right, brother. So thank you very much for getting in touch. So what I've done, I've reviewed your CV,
All right,
uh,
brother.
and also obviously it's a very common question actually from graduates like yourselves about how to find job in the UK. So
Definitely, that was my first question. So you got it already.
yeah, of course. Yeah, I've been dealing with so many actually with
Okay.
graduates, so I know actually what the problem is and what you're gonna ask.
Yes.
So I know your questions, and I'm gonna share actually my thoughts and what's the best way actually to go about actually job finding a technique in the UK. So I'm sure
Okay.
that is certainly is going to help. But before we start, is there anything in particular you are really concerned? Obviously, I know the job is the main hurdle, but
Yeah. No, actually, like I think for the past 3 months, I've been applying for jobs, like both graduate and assistant roles.
mhm.
But I don't know if I'm eligible for the assistant role. Like, how will they consider me? And for graduate roles, I don't know why, but then I've been getting so many rejections, so I'm like totally confused.
So did you receive any sort of call interviews, sort of sessions at all?
Actually, I've not got a direct call from them. I got like, let's say I applied for Care, and then there was Galliford, and then there's also John Sisk. They all told me to come for a video interview.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave the interview for Care and Galliford. For John, I've not yet given it yet. So I'm
Right.
trying to
Okay.
analyze how I can be eligible to, pass that criteria.
So when you say you already pay a couple of interviews, so what was the feedback actually from those interviews? What did they say?
Actually, there's no feedback. That is the problem.
Right.
Because
Okay.
like that was just the video interviews, and then some interviews, they not interviews, it's like assessment. So it's like numerical, strategic, and then some common questions. So in that, like for Atkins and Mott McDonald, I tried it. I was good with my numerical strategy, but then with the strategical part, I was not able to satisfy.
All right, so you already well, that's really positive, brother. I mean, you already
Okay.
gone through the processes, so that is really good because you're gaining that experience. Obviously, I mean, this is part of the job, of basically what you're looking for. Like, I mean, rejection would be there
Yes.
for sure, but the
Yes.
good thing is, I mean, you are getting the knowledge actually what you should expect in the future.
Yes.
Basically, if
Actually,
you are
like
applying now.
my CV right now, I've been like updating it so frequently. Like I think that's like my maybe my 10th CV.
Absolutely, that's what you need. Absolutely, every job had a different requirements, and that's what you would do, and
Exactly.
that's how you attract actually more calls and more interviews. So that is really positive. So I'm really pleased actually. You're getting positive actually the least interview responses. That's really good.
Okay.
Deficiencies. So we can discuss actually what. Yeah, in fact, that was my sort of reviewing your CV. I couldn't certainly identify your niche, what you are looking for from your CV. Like obviously you got experience in the like I mean
Yeah,
you got the
because
background in
the thing,
architect.
yeah, my friend applied. So the thing was, what he was getting like in interviews was like, why do you want to move from a design field to a project management field? So and I'm an architect, and I have to solve that type of questions. So maybe,
Ex-
anyways,
ex-
to improve my CV in that.
no, that exactly was my question. Let me share my screen. We can go through that as well
All right,
because
brother.
I'm sure as an employer or someone looking at your CV, they would have exactly the same questions actually. So
Okay.
it's really about basically getting that right first, and then
Yeah.
basically tying your niche actually what you're actually looking for. So
Okay.
this is actually if you can see the screen. So I've got
Yes.
a few sort of actually markups there. Well, I will share this my comments here with yourself so you can sort it out. I mean, so we
All
can
right. Fine.
discuss actually the first thing, like in the title, architect, construction project manager. They are
Okay. That.
completely
To,
different
yeah.
disciplines, right? So
Okay.
someone looking at it straight away, I couldn't figure out whether you are architect, you're construction
All right.
project
Do
manager.
that.
Yes, see, that's where I'm coming from. And
Yes.
also like looking at your experience, like I mean, they varies considerably from one to the other discipline. And that's
Yeah.
where
Okay.
I completely actually, yeah, I couldn't identify actually what you're looking for actually. So
Okay.
that's the first thing. You need to ensure you identify yourself what you're looking for. Is that conformed with yourself first? Obviously, what actually you're targeting? I mean, what sort of
My
roles?
target is to become a project manager. So because I did my architecture in India, so they don't recognize my. Uh, I'm registered with the council there, but I can't be a register here. So
No,
the thing is,
I don't think, brother. I mean, like, if you are saying they don't recognize, that's fair enough. But if you are inclined towards architecture and you have experience in the field as well, all
okay,
you need to know, just say yourself, "I'm an architect." Basically, that's the spirit.
okay,
And
okay, but
you need to ensure you bring that in your CV. This is what actually I'm capable of. You need to sell
okay,
your skills. In fact, yeah, that's what
definitely,
I'm trying to get to. If you're
okay,
competent about that skill, the architecture, definitely it's worth actually expressing that more in your CV. Yeah, my
yeah,
architecture,
true
this is
that.
my experience,
But then
and that's
no, I just put architect because I have a bachelor's in architecture. So I was like, okay, I'm an architect as well as a construction project manager. So
it doesn't go well actually the way industry
okay,
works here in the UK because they don't want all-rounders basically. Yeah, like
true that.
yeah, basically they want specific because when they advertise a job, for instance, architecture
Yeah,
or yeah, simply they will be only looking for architecture background person. They don't want to
definitely.
look at
Okay,
yeah what your construction manager sort of experiences or civil engineering experience. They won't look at that.
okay,
They will just specific look at architecture. So I mean,
yeah,
if you have already know about your obviously you are the best judge of yourself. So if you know
yes,
you are good, your skills are there in architecture, I would rephrase your CV and try
everything I
with
could. Okay,
architecture
yeah,
and try
all right,
those jobs specific to architecture and express yourself
exactly.
as architecture. It doesn't matter. I mean, when you say they don't recognize my sort of yeah uh, affiliation with Indian sort of institute, that's absolutely fine. Actually, you don't
Fine.
need to
Okay.
discuss that as long you express your skills are there. That's how
All
you
right.
get the job in the UK.
Okay.
So
No,
that
because most of the job advertisements I see, like they ask, "Are you RIBA certified?" So for RIBA certification, it's like I had to do a master's here. I can try to register for ARB, but I'm not sure about what's the process for ARB.
well, I'm sure you can get all the information from their website. I mean, whether, but you can at least, I mean, that's where I'm trying to get to that point. I mean, if you
Yes,
are
so that.
inclined towards that architecture, right? So
No, no. Okay, I'm
that's
only
not
looking
you,
as a
you
project
need to
manager.
identify yourself first before we
Yes,
get too much into the detail, basically where you need to get to.
yes.
So
Okay.
if you just in your words just say actually what your aspirations are. I
My
mean,
aspiration right now is I want to become a project manager here. So I'll just focus on project management and I want to deal with that. So, but then my previous experience is towards architecture. So how do I make it into a way that syncs with the project management?
okay, so project management. So you've done the course actually, masters in that
Yes,
construction project
please.
management. So you can
Yes.
utilize those sorts of skills basically. I mean, that's how you can express yourself as a project manager. So
Okay, so I'll just put as construction project manager. So do I need to specify if it's graduate project manager or assistant project
absolutely.
manager?
I mean, looking at your CV, obviously you don't have that sort of experience. You have a
Experience,
bit of
yes.
yeah. You do have like an internship with the architecture some
Yes.
design coordination, but you don't have specific experience in the construction management sort of side. So
Yes.
you should apply for the very basic roles there.
Basic,
Obviously, I mean,
graduate.
if you can express, I mean, after that, I'm sure there's a quick way, I mean, to basically yeah move out.
All
But
right.
yeah, at least you should express yourself as a beginner basically in the field if that's what your aspirations are.
Okay, fine. So
Yeah,
now I'll put it as
so that's where actually reviewing your CV. These are my main sort of yeah comments. So what are your targeted jobs? So obviously, if you're going construction management sort of role, make sure
Yeah.
you are really explicit, and that should reflect throughout basically. You should
Okay.
include,
So
yeah, all your actually all these ones that should
yeah.
reflect more towards the management. So
Management. Okay. Yes.
that's how you express yourself.
I've
And
actually tried to change, towards the management part, but then I think I'm still lacking to make it perfect.
no, no, absolutely. Like, I mean, as a third person, when I looked for the first time, I couldn't identify myself actually what you're looking
Okay.
for, what your
All right.
specialty is. So obviously, you know about yourself. I mean, you want to go into management side. So
Yes.
make sure your CV reflects that. I mean, that's the
All
main
right. So it's going
starting
to be
point.
construction project manager then.
Yeah,
I'll just leave it
you
at
can
that.
just leave it there, and then even the architecture sort of experience, you can move towards basically the management side. Yeah, you dealt with such and such teams, and you basically manage a team, or yeah, you
Okay.
liaison, yeah, communication, presentation, that sort of yeah,
Yes.
keywords. I mean, you can add them and move divert them towards the management sort of role. That's how you
Okay.
can express yourself. But yeah, that is really important because when you apply, for instance, I mean, construction management role, and they see
Yeah.
architect, construction, they will confuse. But you will confuse
Yes.
them
True
as well.
that.
Actually, what
Yes, I
specific
get
role
it.
you're looking for. So that is very important. Be specific. So I found like
Okay.
really too much information there actually in your CV,
Okay.
which is again it needs to be really explicit to project manager if that's what you are interested
Okay.
in, right? So
Yes.
make sure you don't add yeah, too much, like, I mean, for no reason, just filling the pages, I would suggest. uh,
Okay.
for instance, like, I mean, these notes, I don't think that they should be there. I mean,
All right.
they can ask, these are the sort of questions they may ask you. Obviously, I mean,
Okay.
if they require some SMSDS, that they can ask you about those ones. Driving license
Okay.
is always, I mean, for, like, I mean, construction managers, yeah, they would require that, but it doesn't need to be on the
Yes.
CV.
No, but because
References,
some actually, some applications, yeah, they ask the questions through, all those questions like education and all. So they ask, do you have a license? Do you have a visa? And then,
yes,
and this,
in the when you fill their form in, yeah, they would ask those basic
yes,
questions there, but it
yeah.
doesn't
But
necessarily
then,
need to be on the CV.
okay,
Uh,
no,
yeah,
that's just because like if I'm applying like through some other website like Indeed, it's just like I just have to upload my CV and maybe a cover letter, and that's it. So just for
absolutely.
their information, I've kept that there.
Absolutely. These will be, I mean, obviously, when you go to the next, like, initial assessment sort of, yeah, phase, that's where they will
Okay.
ask, I mean, these basic questions.
All
References,
right.
yeah, you don't need to put in the, on the CV. Notes, yeah, that doesn't need to. Accreditation, again, yeah, I mean, these courses that can be combined basically. Like here, you put CITB, Health and Safety Managers, and then
Yes.
CSCS White Card. That can be just same thing basically. So CSCS
Okay.
White Card. So
All right.
it's
So I can
what
remove
I'm
the
trying to say.
CITB.
You need to just basically compress your CV and bring
CV, all
out
right.
the best skills on the project management sort of side. I mean, that's what you should express.
Okay,
So
sure.
it's, and that should be expressed only at the start. Basically, I would suggest
All right.
the more stronger your starting is, the better you
Okay.
attract more sort of attention there. So
All right.
that's
So like in
so
my about itself, I had to say like I'm eligible to work in the UK with the CSCS card and maybe like the license, something like that.
yeah, you can
The
express those.
requirement. Yeah.
You can express the management. As I said, I mean, like, this is very much a management sort of, yeah, side design coordination role. You can
Actually,
express
that's why
everything.
I actually put junior architect. Then I changed to design coordinator because I need something to merge with that.
Yeah, no, no, that's absolutely fine. I mean, like, looking at these ones, they're pretty much, yeah, ties basically, yeah, they're transfer skills to management sort of role. So that's
Okay.
absolutely fine. Even with these one internship, you can include basically some more sort of management sort of side as well, just to bring
All
them,
right.
yeah, to the same point. Actually, management, that's I would suggest. That's
Okay.
exactly what my point was. I mean, you need to first. I mean, you already know you're going for construction management sort of role,
Yes.
then your CV should directly reflect that. And that's where when you apply for specific construction manager role,
Okay.
they will know actually you have that experience there and you express
Okay.
that. that's all about. Like, I mean, your CV format is absolutely fine. It's no flaws there, but it was
Okay.
more about, yeah, just identifying your niche, actually, what exactly you're looking for. That's where about
Okay.
I was a bit
All right. Fine.
iffy there. So I will share, basically, these are minor comments here, so you can
Okay.
as I discussed, you can direct them basically towards the construction management sort of, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And one
Uh,
more thing, like you see the technical skills. Do I need to really show them I know this much of the software? I just put the software name, the softwares.
no, obviously, if you know the basics,
Yeah.
that's absolutely fine. But obviously, I mean, if you're going for construction management, uh,
Yeah.
it's better to have like a management software like PC Primavera P6 or MS Project. I mean, if you
Okay.
express that a bit more, so
No,
that's
the thing
where.
is, I came from the architecture background. I know the architecture softwares.
Okay.
And here in the masters, we haven't got anything to deal with like using the software. So it's just like on my interest, I know some part of the MS project, but other than that, I have got no idea of any other softwares.
No,
I tried to
absolutely.
use.
Like, obviously, everyone learns basically. So
Yeah.
obviously, as I said, I mean, this is your period basically. So you need to identify what you need to learn, and that's what I
Yeah.
will come to that question as well. How
Okay.
you can improve, yeah, about the industry specific niche basically. What softwares you would need. I mean, if you're going for a construction manager sort of role.
Okay.
So that Primavera piece is primarily, I mean, very widely used actually in the UK industry.
Okay.
Also, MS Project is very simple basic software as well. I'm sure, I mean, if you spend a bit of
Yeah.
a time, yeah, you can easily learn that as well. So
Yeah.
that is positive actually if you're going for the management sort of role. So if you express that
Okay.
as well, that will bring you positive vibes there.
Hello, let me introduce you to the JK Civil Engineering Patron Services. There are three types of professional services I currently provide through the JK Civil Engineering Patron, and of course, many more to be added depending on your demand. So let's talk about all the three services. CAS, pre-CAS or credibility interview preparation. If you wish to study in the UK, you will have to go through the CAS, pre-CAS or credibility interviews. There's no way around, unfortunately. The primary reason for these interviews are to judge the candidate English language competency and ensure the intention of the candidates is focused primarily on the study and not anything else. This service includes a maximum of 30 minutes online session with a feel and pressure of the original interview. I do provide the potential interview questionnaire in advance to help you prepare for the mock interview, and any deficiencies in your responses are covered in the section. If you want to have a smooth ride on your UK study and immigration journey, this can be your chance to avail the opportunity. I can proudly say I have assisted over 200 candidates over the last years alone, and with a success rate of 98%. Professional CV service. CV is your selling point to the client and employers. Even if you are a genius in your field and your CV doesn't match your credentials or skill set, a job in the UK will remain on your wish list forever. To maximize your chances of getting the right job in the UK, why not avail this opportunity? With a 2 decade of UK experience in the professional services, I will rewrite your CV with the best possible format for your skill set and industry requirements with a 100% satisfaction guaranteed. A professional job in the UK is not a dream but a reality. So why delay? Apply today. One-to-one session with JK. This is a career counseling service, whether it's about choosing the on-demand courses, finding a job or settlement in the UK. With a 5-star rating from the clients over the years, I can proudly celebrate this service. With the current recession glooming around the globe and a gradual decline in the job markets, competencies in the right skills will make you stand out from the crowd. Before it is too late to rewind your aspiration goalpost, it is right time to take action and choose the right path. Link to the JK Civil Engineer Patron is added to the description below. Thanks for watching.
Notes I wanted to share. Obviously, I mean, these are really basics. I mean, generally from the graduates and the like of yourselves, basically, how to find a job and about the CV. CV we already discussed. Basically, I will share that comments with
Yes.
yourself if you can tidy up the CV.
Okay.
That would be great. But In terms of, yeah, you already mentioned, obviously, when you're applying for a job, you must first carefully review the job description. This will enable you to pick
Yes.
the relevant opportunities to the merit. So this is very, very what you're doing currently, and this is very important. So you need to tie in basically when you apply, just get the
Okay.
keywords from the job description and add them basically to your CV. That's
All
how
right.
you get a bit more calls basically on the interviews. Um,
Okay.
so technical skills, I've just added a few. Obviously, I didn't know, like, I mean, where you were heading towards, whether you are going architecture,
Okay.
civil
Yeah.
engineering,
Yeah.
and management. But these are a few basics actually to get the knowledge and within the UK industry. So technical, I mean, all you need to know is the standards basically. So what
Standards.
standards
Yes.
being used actually in the UK. So
Okay.
we generally use obviously Euro codes. Yeah, most of the time the yeah design standards. We still do use the British standards as well.
British standards. Okay.
And the most important for construction managers, I would highly sort of actually express that CDM regulations. So uh,
Okay.
it's a free available sort of website there. You can get as much knowledge as you wish. Basically, these are all PDFs
Okay.
available there. That would be very important. This all goes around the health and safety, basically on side.
All
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
who the stakeholders is, what's their responsibilities, what are the laws and basic regulations. Yeah, you need to abide by. Yeah, when you're on construction site. So this is
Okay.
very important for yourself. And I'm sure, yeah, when you go for the interviews for construction
They'll
managers,
be asking this. All right.
they will definitely ask question about health and safety CDM
CDM. All
regulations.
right.
So make sure you have a bit of a knowledge about the CDM
Through that. All right.
softwares. I've added quite a number of. Obviously, MS Office is
Yeah.
worldwide.
That like Excel and Word. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. That's
so no matter what sort of section or discipline you want to go, you would know about these ones. AutoCAD won't be necessarily, you won't be used that much when you're going for the construction management sort of role. But at
yeah.
least, and if you already have the basic sort of how to read the
Yeah.
code,
I've got
how to
it.
get
That,
the
so that's
dimension,
advantage. Yes.
that is good enough. I don't stress you more actually to learn more on AutoCAD
All
side.
right.
Primarily, I mean, if you're going management, these are primary. You should stress more on these ones, primary P6 or MS Project,
Okay.
more relevant, and that's widely used actually for management in the UK. So
Okay.
you can spend some more time basically if you get a chance, basically spend more time and learn a bit more. But the UK construction knowledge I've added there. So obviously that comes to the same basically CDM regulations. So
Okay.
I've added the link here as well, so you can go to the link and get as much information and knowledge
Definitely. All
as you
right.
can actually. And as a basic knowledge of the construction industry, like I mean, construction materials, sustainability, cost estimation. I'm sure, yeah, you already gone through the MSc, so
I've got an idea about it.
yeah,
Yes.
QS and health and safety, construction equipment, surveying. So these are just the basic knowledge, understanding of the industry, basically what equipment being used, what sort of regulations we are using here. And
Okay.
there are quite a number of actually CPD, I say CPD, like continuous professional development sort of websites.
Okay.
And they're all free available stuff, basically. You can just click and read, basically.
All right. Fine.
All you need is just your time, how much time you can spend and how much knowledge
Better.
you can gain
Exactly.
from them, basically. It's up to yourself. But there's lots of information available here. They're all
Okay.
free, and the more you get knowledge of these the better, and it gives you a lot more edge basically over your peers when you appear for the interview, so you can even express these when on the HSC website, CDM regulations, this and this. So that's how you get basically when
You
you
get it. All right.
get more knowledge on these ones, on these websites, you can at least you can talk about it. It doesn't need to masters, obviously. I mean, you're going
Yeah.
for a graduate role, so at least if you have the basic understanding, basic knowledge, like what you're talking about, that's all it needs actually for the graduates.
Okay.
And for the job portals, I've added a few links there. I'm sure you already mentioned, alluded to that. Yeah, you're already getting some actually responses from the
Yes.
recruitment. So
I've been
uh,
actually using the top two links at the moment.
yeah, that's absolutely. And in fact, obviously, I'm railway related, so I use mostly that
Okay.
one, railway
Very
people.
looking. All right.
But doesn't restrict you as well. Have a look at that as well, railway
Okay.
people.
Yeah, actually, the thing is now also, when I'm looking for the graduate roles, they say infrastructure, built environment, water, energy, railways. So like
Yes.
I don't know where I will be most suitable in like while applying for those. Because
No,
if it's energy, I don't know what they look into that. Because project manager is like, if I look averagely for project manager, it's like general, like even IT and all is included. But if I look specific for construction project manager, it's like less opportunities compared to the normal project managers.
no, but obviously, I mean that's where you need to identify. But at this moment, obviously, you are a great. You're looking for graduate role, right? As I
Yes.
said, as long you have the basic understanding of the construction industry,
Okay.
as long you have basic understanding, you can take an entry in any sort of discipline there. So you can go into the railway, highway, buildings, in water, sustainability.
Okay.
You can enter at any stage there basically. So there's
Okay.
no restriction. You can apply to any of these, and that will all require the basic understanding of these ones basically. That's
All
one.
right. Yeah.
So
True.
it just actually wide open field. I mean, for yourself. But obviously, when you get a knowledge, actually, you get a bit more experience. For instance, I mean, you go into the railway industry, you spend a bit of a time there in railway. Then
Yeah.
when you actually apply for after 3 years or 4 years, when you apply for jobs, obviously you'll be quite explicit to that railway environment. You know more about
Yes.
railway. But at this
Exactly.
stage, I would say, yeah, keep it open basically wherever
All
it
right.
is
Any
mentioned.
side.
In
Okay.
fact, yeah, this is exactly what happened to me as well at the time when I started my career. So I didn't have a knowledge at all, basically, about the railway. Obviously, I studied mostly the highway stuff, basically, in my masters, all the
Okay.
structural engineering, sort of all the highway stuff. But obviously, I got opportunity in the railway, and since
Right. Right.
then, so I'm still in the railway. So that's where
Right.
you lock yourself basically there once
Yeah.
you get the first opportunity there. But at this moment of time, don't restrict yourself to a specific,
Okay.
like you're going to
Because
railway highway.
another thing is right now is like, let's say all the graduate roles they're closing down because they've started closing the the end date. So they've already taken in people. So I think there's like very few roles for the graduate
No,
roles.
no, brother, that's not right. I mean, it goes all around the circle. I mean,
Okay.
there's no specific dates. You always needs to be on the look, basically. That's how
No,
it is.
yeah, I've been on the look. Like I've been opening different websites, like the company websites and all. So like I've come across some companies, but then like let's say ISG, I think you might have heard about
Yeah,
that company.
yeah, yeah.
So in that, I just had an interview for like it was an assessment, the first one yesterday. So I've passed it. It was just like the numerical and strategic questions.
Uh-huh.
So I've passed that. Now they've told me to do another assessment. I think maybe that's like an online video.
Okay,
Yeah. So I want to get prepared. Like, how do I prepare? Like, because sometimes they ask about why do you want to work for us? Like, please
right.
tell me about yourself, and those questions. Like, how should I be well prepared for that kind?
To be honest, I mean, brother, this all varies from company to company. What you're talking about now,
Yeah,
actually. So,
that's
so
very much true.
it's widely depending on the company what you're applying for. Like, I mean, I would say mostly. I mean, there are companies there. They would only ask you the initial sort of, yeah, basically the basic knowledge, and they would give you offer. I mean,
Yes. Okay.
there
So it's
there are
so
companies there which would directly take just one interview, and they will offer you basically a job. So it's not like a standard as such in the UK. Like, I mean, that you have to
okay.
go through all these. So that's where, I mean, it depends, yeah, what company you're applying to and what their rules regulations are. You have to go
Yes.
through that. But it's not necessary. Like, I mean, you may prepare yourself for one of the company, but they may not applicable to the other. So
Yeah. That way.
that is a challenging task there, but
Exactly.
obviously it doesn't stop you to apply actually for all the jobs which are relevant to yourself.
Yes.
Certainly, yeah, basically give you more experience, exposure, actually what you're facing at the moment. But
Okay.
it is really positive. I mean, to hear that you are getting the actually the
Yes,
calls and
because
also
this
initial.
particular role I changed from as in I used the same CV, but I applied for BIM graduate.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
So,
because
see, I mean, like you got a touch towards the BIM as well, and
yeah,
that's
because my course is Masters in Construction Project
exactly.
Management. Then
No,
yeah,
exactly. That's where you can express yourself to anywhere. Like, I mean, you go basically attached to architecture, BIM. You go the
yes,
construction manager. You go,
So
yeah.
it's like I have so many profiles, but then
But that's where you need to identify your niche, where you want
okay,
to end up. But to be honest, I mean, like I really like BIM. I really like architecture.
yes,
I
okay.
like construction managers. So that's where, like, I mean, you need to be really truthful to yourself. Actually, where you want to see yourself in the future. It
I'm
doesn't have.
mainly looking into the project management role at the moment,
Yeah.
but since right now, the graduate opportunities for 2023, most companies have closed their vacancies. So it's like just I think like a few like 4 5 companies, and
Hmm.
then the roles other than the project manager, there's like quantity surveying and cost estimation. So I don't think so. I will be a great fit for that. But then since I've not mentioned anything regarding that in the CV as well,
No, no, that's where when you before you apply, obviously you look at the specification, yeah, what they're looking
yeah,
for. As long, I mean, you can
okay,
fulfill those requirements. It doesn't harm anything. I mean, if you look at the some of the job like quant QS sort of, yeah, role there, and you
yeah.
feel like you have those skills actually, so why not just apply for that? I mean, there's no
Okay.
harm actually,
No,
no.
because for like let's say for cost estimation, okay, like the projects I've done, like also in my internship, like we have done like if it's a new build, like let's say we give an approximate calculation of how much it's going to cost, like that. Or if it's a renovation project, I think I did one project in my internship as well. It was a renovation project, so we were like doing the cost estimation for that.
Mhm.
But then I don't know like how much in depth I had to show them that I know the cost estimation.
So it all depends. As I say, it comes to the same point when you look at the job specification. They would have
Yes.
explicitly actually identify what they're looking for.
Yes.
So
Okay.
that's where I'm trying to say, if you are competent about your skills, that oh that's I already done that,
Okay.
that's absolutely fine. Just go for it.
Okay. Like okay,
Just
I've absolutely done that. But then like let's say out of my 2 internships, I was part of cost estimation, one of the projects, and then as a design coordinator, I was also part of like maybe 1 or 2 projects. That's it. So like it's more of like I'm contacting like I'm in collaboration with the clients, and then I'm doing the design requirements, and it's like because I'm coming from the architecture side, it's like I don't know in which way to approach towards the project management.
no, 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 no. That's where, like I said, if you're going definitely project management, the first
Yes.
and foremost thing, just update your CV based on that sort of, yeah,
All right, fine, okay.
yeah, and
So, is
see.
it possible for you to like update for me like into that way?
Well, actually, I do provide actually the CV service as well, which where I rewrite actually the whole CV.
Okay.
Obviously based on the requirements. Now I know your back actually what are you looking
Yes.
for at the
That's
moment.
why I wanted a meeting face to face before
Yeah, so
starting
I
everything.
know what you're looking for. So I know your background now, so I can rewrite. But all you need to know basically where you got this membership, you can just see if you want to avail that opportunity. Where I actually what I do, I basically rewrite the whole CV. It's a brand new sort of CV, obviously based
Okay.
on the where you're gonna be obviously project management sort of here role. For instance,
All
like
right.
I mean, I just want to share. It's similar. I've been doing actually for others as well, and it's really positive actually when I spoke to them, yeah, afterwards, and they say yeah they're receiving more calls now and this and that. So it's
Okay.
really positive. But yeah, in fact, yeah, I take that your CV as a base, obviously, what you have done basically, that as a base, and then rewrite them. Like I mean, for instance, this is
Okay.
yeah one of the client basically one of the another. Well, he was a bit of experience, 5 years experience.
Yeah, he's my friend only. I got to know you through him.
Yeah, so that's how actually rewrite them, and for yourself now, I know a lot more now about your experience, basically what you're looking for, your aspirations are. So it made
Okay.
my life a lot easier when I have to start rewriting, obviously.
Okay.
But if you want to opt for that, but definitely I will share what I've currently basically got the markups. I mean, if you want to go with yourself, I mean that's absolutely fine. But if
Okay.
you believe, I mean, I can help you from that front as well. That's absolutely fine. Yeah,
Oh,
just opt for that service, and then
okay.
I will rewrite and share that CV, updated CV.
All right, fine. That will be very helpful. So, like, And one more thing, like if I'm looking at graduate role, like since I'm a design coordinator, is it possible if I can apply for also assistant project manager roles?
Brother, it comes to exactly the same point. Like, look at the job
My
specification.
experience, yeah,
Yeah, no,
specification.
I would say look at what they require, what the
Okay,
employees need actually. If you can fulfill, I mean, doesn't matter. The titles are again, I mean, these titles are really arbitrary from company to company as well. So
okay,
don't get
yeah,
them as a final sort of, yeah, basic line on the stone. I mean, they're all varies actually across the companies as well. These titles.
all
So
right.
you need to be really specific. What actually what is in the specification, what they are looking for.
Looking
As
for
long
yes.
you can fulfill those requirements, it doesn't harm at all. Actually, you can apply for those ones. But first
Okay,
thing and foremost, as long, I mean, you have that competency, you have those skills.
yes.
That's where, yeah, you are eligible to apply. There's
Because
no way
right now I have an assessment to complete for ISG, and I have like a video interview for Johnson's concern.
right.
So they both are like the project manager roles, but then it's the CV that I've used, so I don't know like how far I might be going.
No, but it's worth checking. You know what? I mean, I'll give you a tip for the interview as well. The interview goes around the job specification. I would say at least 80%. 80 to
80%.
90% will go around the job specification.
Okay.
So
So
they
like
will ask you
basically
the question exactly what they have already advertised, basically what they're looking for.
yes. All right. So for the job interview, it's like let's say the questions they ask. It's you're saying basically it's their advertisement, and do I have to look through the values like anything through their website that is very important
Now,
because
what you need to look basically, for instance, I mean, if they're looking for someone like, I mean, for instance, it's just take a team leader, right?
okay,
Yeah, a design team leader, for instance, that one. So they will be asking how you manage your team. So if you got the experience, you would say, yeah, I have a team of 5 engineers and 2 technicians. I've managed
okay,
that, and I basically make sure, yeah, they are basically applying the right standards there. So from your experience, that's what you need to prove them that you have that
okay,
experience basically as a team
yes,
leader, how you manage them and how you deliver actually the designs based on that
all right,
experience. That's how you tie in. So they will ask the question will be pretty much, yeah, what they already advertised in the job specification.
yes, yeah,
But what you need when you answer those questions, you need to tie in that with your experience, with examples. This is how I've been doing in the past, or yeah, presently I've been doing
okay,
team leader role, and that's how I'm delivering my stuff basically. So that's how you
yeah,
tie in both. So that exactly that's for all the interviews. I would say you need to just go around the job specification, what they're looking for, and just look for examples in your experience. How would you define them if they ask that question? If it's
yes,
job specification, how would you define it from your experience? Actually, how did you manage that? And
yes,
that's exactly that's what they're looking for.
all right. So, brother, like now, if I put the membership for the CV writing, how long will it take for get the CV written by
Right.
you?
So it takes I would say 5 days.
All right, fine.
Uh, but obviously it's Sunday today, so I need to start work. Yeah, obviously it's weekdays is really hard for me. So generally I take time out on weekends. I would try
Okay.
to do as much as soon as possible. I already have quite a few actually last, so you will be in the queue actually.
Cool. All right.
So already got a few more actually to finish today. So for the next week, yeah, I'll be taking more basically just getting the queue ready, yeah, for next week. But
Okay.
it doesn't take long. Obviously, for yourself now, I know I've already reviewed your CV and
Yes.
I know your aspirations. So it's make my life easy, a lot easy,
So,
basically. When I do it.
definitely. So maybe a week I can expect it like 5 to 7 days maybe for the CV.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah. That should be
Okay.
fine.
So, all right then. I'll just put the membership for that, and then we'll
Okay.
see how that works out for the further applications.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I wish you really the best of luck. Actually, you have the way you're progressing. I hope, I mean, you will find your way for quite soon, inshallah.
Probably, inshallah.
And
Yeah.
uh, And yeah, it's just a matter of basically applying, and somewhere someone will call you. I mean, as I said, I mean, it's not explicit for all the companies. I mean, they will go through all these different stages. I mean, there will be someone. I mean, they will just have one interview, and you will get a call. Basically, yeah, they accept
Yeah,
you. But it doesn't stop you to applying actually for whatever
definitely. Yeah.
you feel like. I mean, that this is relevant, and just apply. And I'm sure, yeah, it's quite a busy time in the construction industry. I know for quite some time, basically, and it's never get actually basically, yeah, like it's always getting more and more projects in the pipeline. So
Yes.
let's make it a lot more sort of attractive. And
Okay.
I wish you the very best of luck, brother.
Thank
And
you, brother. Thank you.
hopefully this was a useful session, and will help you to move forward.